Then, we got the 3-point contest. Karl Anthony Towns, he scored the most points in a final round ever last night. Like, that's
I
crazy.
expected that, not from him.
Not
Like,
from him.
do it, but to get in a rhythm like that, it kind of feels like, wow, man, imagine if somebody was creating open looks for him, right? And then
Right.
now and Edwards, you've got to fully unlock this. Karl
Mm-hmm.
Towns, you can't be winning the 3-point contest and then we don't see it in the regular season. It doesn't lead to winning. Like,
Look,
you got to bust that now. You got to shoot 7 a game.
somebody got to holler at coach. Tell him, look, put me in. Let me get
He's
these
got it
sets.
like, yeah, if he got the ratchet, let it fly, man, because Karl Anthony Towns, bro, we've already seen he kind of gets disengaged playing down in the post the whole time. If
Mm-hmm.
he can shoot like that, that's fine. Don't even worry about it.
Especially because he went up against Trae Young. And, I'm not going to lie, early on, Trae Young kind of disappointed me while Cat he kind of was consistently hitting. And then to be consistently hitting like that and then turn it up in that final round the way he did, it was kind of amazing. Like, it was one of the better 3-point contests, too, because like Cat went up, he put on 29 and everybody was like, oh, that's it pretty much. Like, that's got to be it. You know what I'm saying? And then Trae Young came in, he started off rough. And towards the back end of his shots, he started clanging them down too. And it was like, whoa, if he hits this whole rack, he might take it home tonight. And he looked like he was going to hit the whole rack and just missed the last shot and put him down. So, I mean, to even say that, like, Karl Anthony Towns did it against Trae Young is huge for him. You know what I'm saying? And what he said, he wanted to be the best big man shooter ever. He said that's his goal and that's his dream, to be the best big man shooter ever. But, got to, like you said, somebody got to set you up to take those shots. So
You got to be set up to take those shots and you got to hit them. I mean, I wanted to ask you, do you think that the advantage goes to the spot up shooter in the 3-point contest, or does it go to the off the dribble shooter since you have to go with the racks? Because I was actually surprised to see Trae Young do so well, because I expect like spot up shooters to perform in the 3-point contest, like
if I have
Capono.
to be honest, I think off the dribble, just because like spot up shooters, yes, they can shoot spot up, but you're getting it in the hands, like you're catching it in a specific way. You're getting it in the hands. Whereas when you're having to go back and forth to that rack all the time, that's changing something in your, what I'm saying? You got to get your hands set. But at the same time, I think that, like, we see NBA players all the time. Like, if they're in an open gym, they're hitting like 23s in a row on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
right.
think
We've
the
seen Ben
difference.
Simmons ratchet.
Yeah. So I think the difference is like who can handle the pressure, because everybody's
Okay.
watching. Like, can you go out there and tee them up? You say it again?
It's a mental toughness test then for you. 3-point contest. Okay. And that's big for Karl Anthony Towns, who's had some questions in the past about, can he withstand the pressure? Can he hold up? Can he be the franchise guy? Can he show up in the moment? I mean, it's light work. It's All-Star weekend, but this is an accolade that he should be proud of, man. I mean, I would be excited if I'm a Minnesota fan, or if I'm like in the Minnesota front office, like, this is what we got now. The best big man shooter ever. Let's get it.
And that's what he wants to be. And I have to applaud the NBA too for allowing him. He wore his late mother's chain around his neck. And I have to applaud the NBA because that was an exception to the rule. They're not allowed to wear jewelry usually in these competitions, and kind of let him do his thing. So I mean, he was coming from a place where I think it was win or nothing for him. You know what I'm saying? To put up 29, right. You could see that, like, he wasn't worried about the crowd. He was just in a place he loved to be, playing for something different, so that was really good for him. And I mean, as exciting as that was, we got to go on to the biggest disappointment of the night, which was the dunk contest.
Oh, the dunk contest, which I have dreams of it every year, of what it's supposed to be in my head. And one mixtape flavor, I'm at Rucker Park with it. I'm in NBA Street Volume 2 with it. Like, there's so much that I want to see and think that we're capable of in the NBA that we don't get on this weekend because of either miss attempts, guys not working on it, the best dunkers not being involved, and this year kind of just bland creative.
I'm gonna be very clear about this. It was trash. Like, we don't go to the dunk contest to see in-game dunks, like Cole Anthony's dunk, for instance. My man took all that extra time to put those Timbs on his feet to give us that basic dunk. Like, if you're going to take up the crowd's time, whatever dunk you cooking up got to be a 10. Got to be a 10. and he kept pausing and doing all the dramatics. Man, I I can get a kid out the gym right now, some high schooler, to jump and do what he just did. Like, come on, man. I need something that shows me you're an NBA level talent. And there's a lot of excuses talking about, people like, well, all the dunks have been done and this, that, and the third. But that's not the point. Like, you can redo a dunk. I swear to God, if a man goes up and puts his arm in the rim to this day,
it's
going to be a 10.
Yeah. It's going all the way.
And some people haven't seen it. They're a whole new generation of dunkers.
Yeah.
Generation of kids. They don't know what the Vince Carter arm in the hoop looked like.
And at this point, it's kind of getting to the point where if they're not going to go and expand creatively, we might as well get Harlem Globetrotters to do the dunks on trampolines or something else, Cirque du Soleil out here, because the NBA guys don't want to risk getting hurt. A lot of the guys that end up doing it are rookies or young players, and then they show out and it's fun. It's exciting to be in the moment, but they don't come with the juice. They haven't come with it in a while. Oh, wow. I mean, with Carter retiring, this is how we're honoring that. The first dunk contest since Vince Carter retired, and this is what we got. It just feels weak. I mean, I thought Obi Toppin was going to win before we even started, based on what I've seen. At least I know he can jump out the gym. I didn't even see that from the other guys, and that's what kind of is like.
I'd say my most disappointing for me was Jalen Green. Like, I expected so much from him, and it seemed like he had ideas. I don't know if he practiced them, though. It didn't look like these guys really took it seriously. They were just like, well, I'll go out there and do a couple of things. Like, where are the cars at? You know what I'm saying? Where the cars at? Where the props, man? Where's the showmanship? And that's half the battle right there. Where's the showmanship? Nobody just wants to see you grab the ball and go complete a dunk no more. You got to take it to the next level. And Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon showed us that you can do some dunks that have been done before and look spectacular. They call theirs the greatest dunk contest ever, right? You just got to add a little flavor to what you're doing.
And I mean, even Aaron Gordon was inventive with some of his moves, They're at the point now where I just feel like this was lack of effort. Maybe it was because it was in Cleveland. Maybe it was last second notice.
They need to be in Atlanta again, huh?
Yeah. Right crowd, the right type of vibe. I feel like that adds to the dunk contest. It's not every all-star game that we get an elite dunk contest, and that's participants and locale.
Honestly, who the hell was like, yeah, it's a good idea, all-star game, Cleveland, let's do it. Like,
they got to make sure that we can get somewhere where we can actually host it. There's not going to be any cancellation. There's not going to be any COVID delay. Like, Cleveland needs this, so that's what I think. I mean, next year is in Utah.
Yeah.
So Salt Lake City, we'll see, but I don't expect a prime dunk contest there. The 3-point contest should show out. It'll ball out over here.
Majority of the crowd's going to be coming from out of state. Folks up in Utah ain't really getting into basketball like that.
Right. No, for the team, but not for the whole pageantry and the celebration of the league, I guess. I don't expect that, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean,
it definitely, they have to come out and they have to look at this and they have to ask themselves, like, what I think should be necessary? I think that they should have guys try out for the dunk contest. Like, not just sign up and put your name on the paper, like, get a list and try out, because there's probably some no-name guys out there in the NBA that are sitting on somebody's bench on a reserve or whomever, what may be, and that probably can jump out the gym. And obviously they don't want them to do that because they don't want to shine. They want some faces up there that people know, but then you put Houston Anderson out there and it's like, we could have lived without that.
Yeah. If thing is going to be star power, then we have Obi Toppin and Cole Anthony and Toscano Anderson. That's not enough for me. Those, you can't say maybe rising stars, contributors at this point, but not the stars of the game, not the future of the league. And it's not a challenge that the stars feel like they need to take on anymore. It's no big deal to a legacy. Like, when LeBron, even, it's never been an issue.
And it sucks because it should be, right? Because the game is about balling, right? Like, and I don't know, man. The new generation of basketball is just weird to me, Like, it used to just be, I want it all. Like, I want to just do everything. I want to be the best at everything. I want to win. So, like, if you were a 3-point shooter, you had to go into the 3-point contest. Like, you had to go try to get you one. if you were somebody that was known for dunking and high flying, you had to go get you one. You had to go out there and win a dunk contest to be like, not only I do this in game, but I'm the greatest dunker ever. You want to say that, like you want to put your name in the mix, and it meant something to go out there and put on that show. I mean, I know we're talking about people getting hurt possibly, like if that dunk contest hurts you, then you just have a lot going on in your life. Like you might need to go and you might need to talk to your trainer a little bit and, ask him. You might
things to work on if that's the weekend that ends it for you.
Yeah.
Man. Hey, I'll tell you what, I want to see one of these guys take the challenge, especially somebody like Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Giannis, show us what you can do with your brothers. Do some hot shit.
I was surprised to not see Ja Morant, Giannis.
Exactly.
There's a lot of guys, and it's just like the competitive nature of the NBA is slowly dying. It started to die with this team up. We're all friends. Obviously, you could be friends. I get it, but like, the competition is just not there. It doesn't seem like there's besides players like Ja, I got to say, the way he carries himself, there's not a initiative for people to be like, man, I just want to go out there and be better than everybody all the time.
But I don't think that there's a lot of like reinforcement for these guys to do it when it's not money and actual games on the line. Like, you know what? LeBron goes out there and does a dunk contest. Well, that didn't count for 2 points for me to pass Kareem. So why did I do that for? Ultimately, you know what I mean? And so it's how do we make this weekend more exciting and more valuable and mean more? And one of the things I really liked, although I didn't like the dunk contest, one of the things I did like was the format that they had for the Rising Stars on Friday, where it was the teams and they were drafted and they played to 50. And then they had a final game to 25. The 2 games to 50 were hype.
Yeah.
Game kind of weak, it's kind of getting weird with the foul calls and a lot of reaching, ticky-tacky stuff that was popping up out of nowhere. But the 2 50-point games were dope. And so something where I agree with you. It doesn't matter if they're the faces of the league. They can become faces of the league by a flashy performance this weekend. And you should give guys that are hungry and that want to be competitive and have that competitive fire that opportunity. In the dunk contest, that's what they tried to do, but you guys didn't show up with the creativity that we expected to see, especially, like I said, like Vince Carter just left us, man, just left the league.
Like, where was the tribute dunk? That would have been my first move. That would have been my first move. You getting all 10s. If you do a Vince Carter 360 windmill, something under the legs, arm in the rim, like you do a Vince Carter tribute dunk, you put the jersey on, you know what I'm saying? You do something, and that's the showmanship. And it's the creativity lacks. That's a generational thing, man. That instant gratification life they live, man. The creativity's lacking, dude. We ain't gonna keep beating them up. But we got the All-Star game coming up
tonight in the All-Star game. Who's going to be the creative one tonight in this NBA All-Star game? Team LeBron versus Team Durant. Who's got it?
So on Team LeBron, I'm definitely looking at Ja Morant. First time selection. A lot of those guys come in hungry. And it could be crazy. Not LeBron. I think he's Durant. I'm sorry. But those guys come in crazy. They come in ready to go, and Ja's just a shower. He's a showstopper, right? I don't think he knows how to turn it down. A lot of these guys play in the All-Star game.
Is that we see this type of young player that's 22, 23, bouncing out the gym, and everybody else has been to a few All-Star games. He's the one that's really gonna fly and put on a whole show. All we're gonna see is just Instagram reels, Twitter videos of everything that Ja is doing. I expect to see that from him, Levine, LaMelo. Like the guards really got to turn it up.
But they only have one problem, and I think from Team LeBron, you get Giannis because he's another guy that can't turn it off. And Giannis has been building up this resume here, right? Finals MVP, champion, MVPs, DPOYs. And how nice would it be to go ahead and add an All-Star MVP on there, right?
True. And I'm pretty excited to see his fit with Jokic. I mean, that's something that's really exciting is how can those guys pair together? And Jokic, we've talked about a lot, doesn't have an ideal fit in the NBA outside of a shot blocking 4 that can ball handle and shoot a little bit and create. I mean, Giannis is the perfect example of what you want next to him. So being able to see that's going to be exciting, man, because, I mean, LeBron is undefeated in these games in terms of how he drafts.
Yeah.
So he's trying to go 5-0. He's trying to win again. He doesn't care if he doesn't get the MVP because at the end of the day, it'll be.
If I have to be honest, man, Team LeBron is stacked.
Yeah.
Facts. I don't know if it's even gonna be close. Obviously, they play around a lot, but at this point, best thing for Team Durant to do is just throw some oops and make it look good on their way to defeat. Like,
Oh man, I think that defensively, you'll be surprised what Team Durant can do. Honestly, I think that that Team LeBron has a good mix of age and veteran savvy and that kind of stuff. But individual defenders is kind of like Giannis, and then we're just playing passing.
yeah.
So it depends on kind of how they keep the pace and when they turn it on.
And that's assuming they're going to play defense, because I'm honestly not getting my hopes up too high for the All-Star game this year. I've been very disappointed as of late. I see they do the little play hard the last 2 minutes thing or the fourth quarter, and that's cool. But like, the funny thing to me is they're not playing a lot. They're not playing well during it. But if you're going to do that, there needs to be a highlight reel. Either you play, at least give us 60%, give us 60%, or give us a highlight reel. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the day when Steve Nash and all of them used to go out there, it was a highlight. He was like, whoa, these guys are just kind of walking around the court like, oh, here you go. I'll just throw up a little underhand layup. That's cool. There you go, guys.
Exactly. I don't mind if this game is 170 to 160.
Don't care.
It does highlight after highlight after highlight. So creativity again. That's what we want to see from this All-Star weekend. We're in Cleveland. We're bored. All right, put us on. Show us what you guys got. We've never seen LaMelo surrounded with talent. We've never seen Ja around this type of talent. We've got like Luka is an afterthought in this game. What is he going to show? The NBA is so stacked and rife with this creative talent that we see each night. And then when it comes down to, all right, showcase it, guys, everybody's lethargic. Everybody's just kind of there. And they're trying to get through without getting hurt or trying to get their check or their little laughs or whatever. Mm-hmm. But honestly, this is something that can change the course of your career. I mean, there's not scrubs winning the All-Star MVP. That's not a thing. It definitely kind of a stamp on where you feel about yourself, how the league views you. They let you get off to a point because obviously they're passing you the ball, so you're doing something right. Like, there's all types of elements that go into structuring the growth.
That's a very good point you made, that it is how the league sees you, right? Because a lot of times when guys see somebody who we would consider up next, you see them feed them the ball a lot because they want to see them shine real quick. They're like, man, it would be great to see you do this because I know where you're headed. And that definitely. So when that ball touches your hands, put on a show. Like, make them right.
Prove everybody right. Like John Morant, be the next Rose like we think you are. Be the next Allen Iverson like we think you are. And put it on them. Like LaMelo, you got bounced in that first round on Friday. Cade took it to him. His team was lightweight though, versus playing Evan Mobley and Cade and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, they kind of set them up.
He's playing with Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward and Plumlee, and nothing against those guys, but I mean, hey, you can really show what it's going to be looking like the next 10 years for LaMelo Ball playing in a game like this and make yourself attractive in a forum like this. And if people can see your athleticism and your defensive prowess, like a lot of these guys haven't really all stood in one room before. So now you're actually on the same court and you can realize how much bigger someone is than someone else, how much longer someone is than someone else. And that kind of stuff goes a long way to influencing how you're viewed by the league, how you're viewed by your peers, how you're viewed in free agency. So All-Star Weekend is a huge thing.
You can't tell me that the All-Star MVP does not get some sort of boost to their value. There's no way. Your trade value, free agency value, everything is looked at differently based off just this one thing, because there's a really, like you said, they let you go off. That means somebody sees something in you.
Yeah, exactly. Like Kyrie, even when he was losing games in Cleveland, he went off in the All-Star game. He, cemented his place as a scorer. And then how does that influence the future? Okay, well, LeBron thinks I can actually win with you because you showed me in a pressure moment. You showed me against the top talent. It's not just, I'm going out there and cooking somebody's backup too over and over in my regular games. This is the real deal. And I want to see the players take some pride in the fact that you're here because because of everything you sacrifice and all your accomplishments. Like, be excited about that, because even the most guys don't get 10 times.
There's guys that would love to be out there right now that feel like they got snubbed and feel like they should be in there. Make it worth it. Like, don't don't have somebody who feels they should be there sitting at home disappointed. Like, this is it. I could have came and did that. You gotta
Right.
show something.
Miles Bridges like that, man. When we could have been watching Miles Bridges out here dunking in the All-Star
with
game.
LaMelo with some chemistry going.
Exactly. You know, somebody. There's guys I felt that were snubbed. I mean, Jared Allen, when he was originally did not make the team, I was shocked, you know, but it's okay. The guys that didn't make it, you have to look at this as, when I get there, I'm going to turn up.
Yep.
They don't appreciate it, so I will. And that's what I hope that the league goes to, is that the more competitive nature, the more team driven, you know, less, y'all can be buddies off the court, but I love the Giannis factor of, we're not friends on the court. The Westbrook of, like, I don't rock with you on the court.
All right. Well, look, let us know what you guys think about last night. What your expectations are of today. It's another double tech.